Places, everyone. It's nearly time for Winter One Acts at Perrysburg High School. And to help us learn more about that for this week's NLL Spotlight, we bring in their theater director, Corey Meinhardt. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here.
So One Acts are actually comprised of 3 short plays. Can you tell us what we can look forward to with those 3?
All of the shows are student-directed, student-designed. So the adults kind of get to take a back seat and let the kids take over. So they will choose the titles and they are responsible for the vision of the show, casting the show, and of course running rehearsals and preparing it for the audience. Each performance is, like you said, 3 short plays featuring 3 different groups of students led by a student director and a student stage manager. And so the evening runs probably about 2.5 hours for each of those shows to have their time on the stage.
Are there any hints towards the stories that each of these plays will carry you can give us?
It's interesting because, I mean, they do all have, the stories exist, but this year they're all really hard to describe. The first play is called Too Much Light Makes the Baby Go Blind. None of those words really have anything to do with what happens in the play. The second title is called The Candidate, and it's kind of a Squid Games without the violence and really creepy horror. So that's a little bit darker, but still family friendly. And then the last one is called Game of Tiaras, and it is our wild card show, and it is a combination of Game of Thrones, but with Disney princesses. Excuse me, not Disney princesses. That's copyrighted.
How does the preparation leading up to One Acts differ from, say, the fall play or spring musical in terms of designating those roles of student director and who gets to choose the stories?
Really, it is timing, because we actually, we start our production of Winter One Acts in November, but the directors are decided the spring prior to, so they go through an application process. In fact, one of our spring banquet highlights is announcing those directors for the following year. And that allows those students to have the summertime to really get their handle on their scripts and start making some plans so that they're really ready to go when it's time.
Mentioning the spring musical, Perrysburg will be doing Little Shop of Horrors. Why was this show a good fit for you guys?
Timing is everything. For those who know Little Shop of Horrors, a major plot premise is that things kick off with a total eclipse of the sun. We happen to have a total eclipse of the sun coming about 2 weeks before our show, so I've been very excited about that, just that tie-in. But also, we try to vary up the style of shows that we do and cast sizes. This happens to be a very small cast show, so it gives the individual performers a lot more time to develop their own individual performances. And it comes with some wildly creative staging needs. I mean, giant man-eating plants and that sort of thing. So it really, I think it fits well with where we are now as a theater troupe.
Is there anything you'd like to add in terms of what people should know about dates, times, or ways to get tickets for the One Acts?
Absolutely. I'm so glad you asked. So our Winter One Acts are the last 2 weekends in January, and then the spring musical will be the last weekend in April. And for both of those events, we use Perrysburg Theater, .ludus.com.
All right, can't wait to see how everything turns out. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. It's been a blast.